everyone. I'm so happy to see that you came back. I hope you're doing well today. I am doing better today than I was yesterday. After I did the video, I didn't edit it or anything, and I got dressed because I had my PJs on. And I get in my car, my Durango with the expired tags, and went and got a soda, but I went through a neighborhood to get there. And then I came back through the same neighborhood and into another neighborhood and went to our water park here. And I backed in because of my tags. And coincidentally, as I pulled into the water park parking lot, there were several police there doing routine whatever. And I'm like, well, crud. Is that a sign? But I backed in, and anyway, just in case they came around and left, they were like behind me pretty far back. They were so busy they didn't look at my tags. But I'm here to tell you that sitting in the car with the windows rolled down and the breeze coming through, I love the wind. I cannot express that enough. I just love the wind. And I sat there for a good long time. And I tried to look up in the sky quite often, but it was so bright that I was squinting. And I'm like, I can't even focus. I enjoyed that for probably about an hour. And then I wrote in my journal, very little. Well, it was like a page and a half, I think. And then I took my book with me. And eventually I had no distractions. None. It was just peace and quiet and my book. No radio, no music, nothing. And I read quite a bit and I really enjoyed it. I was able to focus on it and understood what he was saying in the book and what was going on. When I'm in the house with TV, my mind is going back and forth listening, and I cannot absorb what I'm reading. When I knew it was time to stop and come back, I just said, okay, I'll probably come back here tomorrow and do the same thing and then come back, which is today. Today, I tagged the Durango, so I'm very excited about that. You have no idea. It is 2.5 months expired, and I've been on eggshells since a month over expiration. I didn't know how to word that. I also think that me writing in the journal and expressing some of my feelings that I've been battling with helped me quite a bit because I put it out there on paper. And to me, it was like pulling it out and sticking it permanently on paper when I was done. And it was like I distracted. I pulled out those thoughts, no longer in my body, but on paper. That's exactly how I felt. And I think I subconsciously thought that way. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I did. I was writing. I wasn't listening practically, I guess. I will say that the entities in this house is very active today. I've been hearing noises. I've been hearing frequency changes. I'm hearing things moving, things in the kitchen. I actually had to get up and go in the kitchen and was wondering, what in the world is that? In the past, I would have been scared. I would have said, I'm not going in there. But I'm really happy they took my fear away because I just don't care. I don't think any entity can scare me anymore, even if they looked evil, because I've had a few evil ones come to me and I was not scared. Other than the vision I had of my last ex and the other guy I talked about with long dark hair that went past his eyes, after having those two, I think that I was being desensitized, and I was desensitized too after my awakening, seeing the spiders and all kinds of other things. But after my awakening in 2020, my first negative entity I saw, I'll just say, I already saw the spiders on my ceiling. And I'm not talking about little bitty spiders. I'm talking about big spiders. They were sitting restricted onto the ceiling, watching me sleep. But when my eyes opened and made contact with them, they would retract. Is that the right word? They would detach from the ceiling, but the legs were still stuck on it, and it would scurry off. And sometimes it was close to being over my head, and I could see the eyes and the markings and stuff. But after so long of that, they don't scare me anymore. At first, I was like, oh my God. Oh, back on track. Sorry. I started seeing beach ball size orbs. My first one was when I was 20. And I had no fear. I just went back to sleep. Right after my awakening, I started seeing those softball, get it right, Alora, beach ball size orbs, red and gray. It looked like it had swirling plasma in it. And they would leave as soon as I made eye contact. And I'm sitting here thinking, come back. I'm not even scared. Come back. What are you? Shortly after that was going on, I cannot remember if he had a hat, but I've had several people ask me if he had a hat. But I woke up and there was this being at the foot of my bed, and he was very still. He did not move. And I didn't see a face. I didn't see anything. He was just solid black. And on the side of his head and maybe his shoulder looked like ash that was blown away from him, but stuck out there. It wasn't moving either. And he was sitting there just staring at me. And I sat up in bed thinking, why are you just standing there? Why are you looking at me like that? So I waved, thinking thinking he will probably wave back. And I waited, and he didn't. He didn't move. Nothing. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I laid back down, went back to sleep. I wasn't scared. I know that, and for you to know also, if an entity is trying to scare you and doesn't succeed, they usually don't come back around. If they do scare you, they keep coming back because that's what they want to do. Also, this is just an example of things that are going on. In the beginning of my awakening, I was scared of the things I was seeing. And the things that scared me would quickly leave because they scared me, because my soul family doesn't want me to be scared. And the ETs, which is my soul family, I keep saying that. But they don't want to scare you. And, they love us so tremendously, they don't want to frighten us or anything. So they would leave. And the ones that were not good was forcefully trying to get in my room through the doorway, couldn't do it. And the black shadow guy, they stood there and just stared at me or watched me. And those want to scare you. If you wake up and you see one, just like, because they're not going to harm you. They can't do nothing, especially if you protect yourself. Especially if you protect yourself with the white light. And you can actually say, be gone, leave my dwelling. I am protected, and I remove you. You can even say it in your own words. You can think it too, because they can hear your thoughts. I want to add too, if you are experiencing ETs and you wake up in the middle of the night and you cannot move, there's a reason for that. They're not wanting to torture you or anything else. They've come to you before and you were so freaked out and scared. You were lashing out, you were screaming, you were crying, etc., etc. You were hard to deal with, as in a checkup. They want to make sure that your body is doing okay and if it needs any adjustments. But they can't do that if you're screaming, kicking, biting. So they paralyze you. So they can do what they need to do and not freak you out any more than you already are being paralyzed. But that's why they paralyze you. They don't do it thinking, okay, now you can't move. Now I'm going to torture you. That's not what they're doing. Not at all. So if you're an experiencer who's going through that, try this. You will get paralyzed. Don't fight back. Don't be scared. And know that they're not there to hurt you. They are not there to hurt you. And just pay attention and watch them. Calm. Calm, calm. And watch what they do. And I guarantee you what they're doing is not going to harm you, but I'm pretty sure they're going to wipe your memory. Because they do mine all the time. They come and get me. I go to war. They bring me back, and I don't remember. Now, I remembered one. Yeah, that's how it goes. And I want to throw this in there, too, because it's been a while, and I feel like I need to remind people. If you're an experiencer and you were taken, and they took eggs from you or sperm, and you're very irate about it. You're so angry because those were yours. They invaded your body. You did not give them permission, etc., etc. You actually did. You gave them permission. Before you incarnated, you did a soul contract. In that soul contract was an agreement between you and that ET. You were saying, you come and take my eggs, come and take my sperm, because I know that this race needs help. A lot of races, ET races, are dying off because of radiation and other things. They're going to war with reptilians and stuff, and many of them are killed. But they need to strengthen and broaden their families. So they come and take our eggs and sperm, but we don't remember our contract because we're born under the veil of forgetfulness. Yay! So remember that. You gave permission for them to do that in your soul contract. That's why they come to you. There's a law where they cannot interfere. So if they come in and forcibly do something, they're breaking that law. And they will be punished. Ladies, I'm going to share something with you. I got this perfume from Marshall's. It's backwards. I know. I'm sorry. It says pink sugar, and it's a body mist. It is the best smelling body spray I've ever smelled in my entire life. I don't often use body sprays, but this one, I even spray it on myself before I go in bed because it just smells that good. Every time I look at it, I have to spray myself. If you ever go to Marshall's or you see this anywhere else, smell it. It smells awesome. There's something else about it that I want to share with you. A couple of years ago, me and my daughter were outside and nobody else was here. And we were outside a good while. We were talking. I think I was cooking. I cannot remember, on the grill. But I come in for, I don't know, and I smelled this most beautiful smell of like powdered flowers. I hope that would make sense of describing that. It was the most intense, awesome smell I have ever smelled. And I'm standing there thinking, where did this come from? Because this house smells like dogs. There's been dogs in this house a lot. And so when you walk in, you smell animals. It smells kind of like a wet dog. But on this day, I'm standing in the living room and I'm deep breathing in, trying to just get all that smell because it was so beautiful. And it hit me. There must have been entities in the living room watching us through the sliding glass door. I should have added that. I will never forget that smell. But that perfume or body spray I just showed you is really close to it. But I will never, for the rest of my life, forget that smell. It was so beautiful. I've never smelled that here. So I also, when I leave here with my daughter, she's coming to get me when I need to tag my Durango. My tags are going to be handicapped. I think I already talked about that in a video. Did you know they take a picture of your driver's license? No. Do you know they redo your driver's license every time you renew the placard? If you have a placard, I have one placard, one tag. If I have to renew that placard because it's wore out, it's just, you can barely read it. When you go in there to exchange it, they take another driver's license, or they make you a new driver's license, sorry, because the numbers on the driver's license change every time they renew it. And on the placard is the same numbers that are on your driver's license. And the reason being is because if a cop pulls you over, they're going to ask for your license as always. And sometimes they're supposed to be doing it more so now than ever. They will ask for that placard and compare, because if they don't match, they know you stole it. And I think it's jail time. I might be wrong. It's theft. So I'm pretty sure it's jail time. But, that makes me happy because so many people steal them because they're lazy. They don't want to walk that far to a store, or if they're going to the fireworks, they have to park way, way, way out there. They want that placard just so they can park closer. But if they were handicapped, they should get a placard and stop stealing people's. And if they were not handicapped, then they were fully able to walk that long distance. And they're taking away from the people who struggle. Like me, you'll see me get out of my truck, and I kind of slide down. I got into it yesterday. It was very difficult for me though. But I slide down off of the seat and I land on my left leg, which was the last surgery before this one. And then I put my other foot down, and both hips are screaming at me. So I kind of stand there for a minute, and then I kind of start walking, and it's very, very difficult. And by the time I walk from the handicap spot into Walmart, it's kind of less painful, but of course it still hurts pretty good. And then when I leave Walmart, I'm in pretty good pain again. And so when I try to get up in the truck, it hurts. And I literally, yesterday, I got a stool with rope. And I thought, I can bring that stool down, hold on to the rope, get into the truck, take the rope, pull it back in. But then I started thinking, this is going to be so embarrassing. So I grabbed my pant leg yesterday, pulled my leg up into the floorboard, and kind of took my left foot and walked it toward the truck and then pulled myself in. It still wasn't comfortable. And I'm like, well, I have an extra stool. So I don't know. My other one's at work, so I can put my feet on it. So ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to end this here. And I thought I was going to add to the video, but I don't think I will because I'll be pretty busy today. I hope you guys are doing well, and I love you so, so much, and I hope you know that. And I'm going to send each and every one of you love, light, and peace. Bye.